Okay guys, here we are, 2003 Pontiac Grand Am. This one's a GT 3.4 liter. You can see I got everything taken apart here. Basically the issue that I was having with this one in order to, that I'm trying to fix is right in here, in this area. If you, hopefully this will show up. See the teeth right there in the center? And see the other kind of bronze looking piece? Right there, it's focused in on it. Basically, I'm gonna guess anyway, there's supposed to be a spring that goes from here to at the very top of the screen on the bronze piece inside of it. You see that little notch sticking off to the right. I'm gonna guess it's supposed to attach there. That's actually the lever that's supposed to pull down when you pull up your e-brake, and then when you push it, see if it'll show. See this mechanism right there? That's the little push knob at the top. Anyway, so when you pull up on it and then push down, that releases it, right? But then when you let it go, in this position, that should spring back. And it's not. So the e-brake never stays engaged. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to install a spring that I just got at LNG Ranch Supply here. And hopefully it works. I don't really see any way that I'm going to get it to hold on to the little notch inside the bronze piece, but I'm going to probably just use a zip tie or something. It's probably not a permanent fix, but in the end will not be any worse off than before, as long as it doesn't get eaten up weird. So that's what I'm up to here. Basically, to take the center console out, you have to start with the cover here. This is it up top. You can see that these are just little, I don't know, bendy clips, whatever. All I did was I looked it up on somebody else's. They did it was a different Pontiac or whatever with a different setup, but it was still pretty much the same. I started over here, pried it out. It actually pretty much all popped off at once. And then the portion that goes around here where the key sits, that flew off. That's over here. I got to get that out. But anyway, so that comes off. This piece here goes to the hazard lights. And the way it's shaped, focus, all I did was stick something down in there, straight down, and then I kind of pushed it out of this green portion. This one I clipped, it sits over the top. I pried that up and then pulled that out at the same time. That's easy. Here at the bottom, this one was a simple one. This one was just a push lever, and that actually released it, so no problem. Set it up there up top. Then the next thing that came out was actually right here. It sits up in here. It's the center portion. There are 2 screws at the bottom, one in each cup holder. And then as soon as that came free, I just pried up on it. I had to put the shift lever back into first, and had to get this out of the way too. But like I said, that was a problem, so I had to use both hands. Anyway, I pulled it out, and that's just sitting over to the side here. The other thing I did was the center console has to come out from the inside. There's 2 10mm screws at the bottom here. That was easy. I actually took these 3 screws off for the lid just to get it out of the way so I didn't break it, because there are elbows here a lot, and that'd be a bitch to ruin something in the process, right? So once I got clip off, cup holders out, then there were a total of 4 more screws that I took out up here. This was a 10mm that actually sits right through here, one on each side. And then on the back, there's another portion of the bracket that had 2 tiny screws, and I think those were these little guys. They're very small heads. 7. No, that's a 10. It wasn't that. Oh, here it is. That was a 6mm. Anyway, so 2 of those, 1 on each side here. It's just, there was a little pop-in, little clips, plastic clips that sat right here, and I popped them out, and then you see the screws. Oh yeah, the shift knob. In order to get that off, because that's gonna have to come off in order to pull the center console out. I know, if I had a camera that was stationary, I would have done this differently to show you guys, but this is all I got as a cell phone, so deal with it. Anyway, so the little clip sits right inside here. And this is it. I just got something underneath it here in the front, and I pried it out, slipped it out. It's a metal one, so you don't really have to worry about breaking it. Anyway, when you do that, that just slides right off. The other thing too is this little retainer. It sits right here around the, I don't know, the indicators for your gear shifter. Inside of here though. And I was worried about breaking that. Basically this comes out all by itself. You can see it's got teeth on it. And those sit right in here. And all you have to do is go one at a time and just kind of pry up here. You'll hear it on the way out. Then move over to the next one, work your way around it slowly. Don't do one corner all the way, otherwise you're going to snap this thing or break other pieces. The other thing too is this is actually just a sleeve. It's got like a rubber band or something in there, I don't know, that sits, that you just slide back up onto here. It's going to sit back right there. You just slide that down to get access to the pin. And then the same thing basically with your e-brake. Once I got that free, I took the 2mm bolt, 10mm bolts out from the inside here. Again, I took the cover off. Something was still holding it in, and actually there are two slide retainers. It's right here. There's one on this side and one right there. And those were just little pull pins. Christmas trees, whatever, that's what we call them at work. So I just pried those out. Again, I had to shift. I didn't have to shift back for this one actually. I did have to pull up and hold up the e-brake at the same time, and I had to slide this off because it does max out from dead bottom. Sorry, it keeps going blurry. So anyway, so I had to pull this up at the same time and kind of lift up my center console, and then I just worked it out like that. Set it to the side, and I got to the issue here. I think this is missing a couple other things, but to solve it and get the main function back, I'm going to do that. So it shouldn't be a big problem, but I'd rather not replace the whole lever assembly, especially since I only have a couple hours to work on this tonight, because vehicles are going to be no longer accessible, and I want to get it fixed. So putting it back together obviously should be kind of reverse order. Sorry about the video, probably kind of terrible. Maybe I'll comment afterwards, just see if it worked. This is my fix that I'm hoping is going to work, one of these two springs. I basically just checked to see the distance between this hole and then the bronze notch on the inside. Once it was in position, to see the minimum tightness it was supposed to be at, because basically it's going to be extended and when you have it down, right? So it's got to be tight to hold it in when you pull it up. I should hold it in all by itself. So I really just took a very rough estimate with my finger here, and I went to the store and bought something. You can see what it cost. One of them was $1.49, the other one was 89 cents. So maybe $3 on this repair. So far I haven't broken anything. Let's hope I don't. So anyway, the other thing I'm gonna end up doing to this, if I get another chance to be around it, is fix the pass lock for the theft lock security system. Looked it up online. There's a way you can actually solder in a resistor, so it'll learn that value, and it'll be a permanent value stored there. So I'm going to work on that at another point, and that looks like it's going to be really easy. So anyway, sorry guys. Try to do a better quality video, and good luck on your type of repair.